Now let's talk about audio encoders for a streaming station. There are 3 of these that I can recommend. One is Audio HiJack, another is LadioCast, and the other is But or But-M. We'll just cover LadioCast and Audio HiJack right now. Those are absolutely the easiest. Audio HiJack will actually be the easiest. So let's take a look at Audio HiJack. It's doing some work here. This is a live station. This is actually the Radiologic Trance live station that you can listen to online that you're watching here. I also have an 80 station on here. This Mac is tasked with a few different things. So we'll go into Audio HiJack here, and I've got a few sessions running because you can run multiple sessions at the same time with Audio HiJack. And one of them is listening to an FM receiver and streaming for me to be able to monitor it in different locations. The other is the trance station, and the other is the 80 station, which is just a home station for me. I've got another house station here that I can sometimes run yet another instance of Radiologic for maybe Christmas music or whatever else I want to play. Let's do the 80s first. The 80s is purely Audio HiJack. First, let's go look at where you can get Audio HiJack. It's at rogueamoeba.com, and then click Audio HiJack, and you can free download it and try it first. It is pay, so you can see what that looks like. Sometimes they have sales, but not very often, but that's basically it. But it does quite a bit. It's a very good all-in-one package. Because it has things like the compressor and limiter built into it. And these are nice to have. And it has its own broadcast unit. And this is currently broadcasting. And you can do the setup here. In my case, it's actually sending to a local icecast server, but you can send to an external service directly. Now, there are a couple different routes you can take to connect the audio from Radiologic DJ to Audio HiJack. You could take an application block and put it down, and then switch this application block to be Radiologic DJ actually running here. You would select the app here, Radiologic DJ. I'm not going to do that right now because this is a live station. I'm doing it a different way, but that is definitely one way to do it. One thing I do want to interject here about using your application as a source in Audio HiJack is that if you want to only use certain audio devices for on air and you want others off air, if you choose Radiologic DJ as your source, you don't want to capture all of its audio devices. So you will need to go into the settings for it and determine exactly which output you want to listen to. That way it will only capture that output and not your off-air outputs. So let me remove this. I think Command Delete while it's selected and it goes away. Instead, I'm using loopback to pipe the audio through. So what I would do for that is go into Radiologic DJ in the settings, Audio YO, and select to output to the 80s loopback device. That goes through. The Audio HiJack goes through the whole pipeline here and broadcasts to an icecast server. To get the metadata from Radiologic to Audio HiJack, for a simple setup, all you need to do is go to Radiologic DJ, go to Settings, go to the Publishing pane, and then make sure Audio HiJack is checked, and it will send the metadata to Audio HiJack. Now let's take a look at LadioCast. So for LadioCast, you can download that at the App Store. Just search for LadioCast. It'll come up. You can download it here, install it, and you'll have a couple different streamers that you can run there. So you just need to set all of this up to go to whatever the services that you go to. Set your encoding. The metadata is going to be updated by Radiologic DJ itself, so you don't have to worry about doing that. And in the mixer pane, you want to select whatever the source is that you're using. So a normal way to do this might be to have Radiologic DJ to send to black hole in this case, and then just have LadioCast listen on black hole. In my case, I happen to be going through Audio HiJack to do the processing first because LadioCast does not do the processing. And then I send out of Audio HiJack to LadioCast for it to do the encoding. Now, one of the advantages to using LadioCast versus Audio HiJack is that LadioCast is much faster with metadata. And if you're using Live 365 with ads, if you want that to sync up very well, LadioCast will be better at it because it will change the metadata immediately because Radiologic DJ is the one actually initiating that and telling LadioCast to change it right away. When you're using Audio HiJack with the metadata, it's polling for a file every couple seconds maybe, and so it can be maybe a second or two late at doing it. So that is just one thing that's worth pointing out. Now, there's a lot more information on internet broadcasting, and there are a lot of different needs that people will have. So I'm just going to point you to the help. We'll go to Radiologic DJ, help menu, take a look at the help, and there's a lot of information about internet broadcasting here. So there's LadioCast, Audio HiJack information, other encoders, and other information about this, audio processing, and how to install your own icecast are all here.